15 kilometers from downtown Montreal, Canada, sits one of the most historic golf courses in all the country. Kanawaki Golf Club opened in 1914, a Charlie Murray design inspired by Donald Ross. And this historic landmark has brought the best juniors in the country to play for its most prestigious prize. The Notah Begay Junior Golf Canadian National Championship is live, and we're on the air. And with that, we say welcome Ryan Burr, along with the president of Dixon Golf, Rob Dixon. And Rob, really a historic day for this country, for this golf club, for junior golf. What an opportunity to bring the best players from this country to Kanawaki Golf Club, a golf course, Rob, that has so much history.
A project 2 years in the making, Ryan. The day finally came, and we're having a great event over here.
Let's tell us a little bit about Kanawaki. Give the viewers an idea of just how historic these grounds are.
Kanawaki opened in 1914, held the Canadian Open in 1929. The likes of Walter Hagen, Gene Sarazen, Tommy Armour walking these fairways, playing on these greens. It's truly a historic day for Canadian junior golf.
No doubt. So, giving a little idea of what's going on now, we have a boys 10 and 11 division out on the golf course where we will crown a champion. Girls 13 and under, boys 12 to 13, girls 14 to 18, boys 14 to 18. What at stake, Rob, is not only the Canadian National Championship, but these winners of these divisions will be on to the World Championship to play in the Notah Begay World Championship in Louisiana on Golf Channel in the United States, where every college coach will be there and will be watching. So a lot of pressure. Remember, these are just kids, but they're playing some incredible golf this week, and there is a whole lot on the line. You make it to Coshada, history has proven it can change your life when it comes to the game of golf.
We all know the great opportunity you get from heading to Coshada, and these kids have really shown their talent this week. There's been several rounds under par, and they're really handling the pressure well today.
So currently on the tee box at the 9th, that's a par 3, Rob, is the final group in the boys 14 to 18 division.
The 9th hole, Ryan, is the toughest par 3 on the course. They're playing it at about 215 yards. It plays to a bowl. The green is a turtleback-shaped Donald Ross design, very tough.
And this is a lefty from Ottawa, Canada, Jason Ross. And in this division, the boys 14 to 18, Manny Lau tested early. Couple early bogeys for Manny. His lead was down to 1, and there were 6 players within a shot of the lead, but Manny just made birdie, and he's now back to 2 under par, and it is a 3-shot lead in the 14 to 18 boys.
3-shot lead for Manny. In from Nanaimo, BC, Dixon Golf first met Manny at Coshada 2022. Really showed phenomenal talent. We made sure Manny was making it here to NB3 Championship in Kanawaki.
So let's continue with a little bit about the golf course as we'll take an updated look at that leaderboard. And indeed, Manny, off to the tough start. He did 7 birdies yesterday en route to that 67. Dougie Bassett now 3 off the pace here for Dougie. Leo Chu has made a nice charge late in the day. Leo has it to 2 under on his round, but still 3 out of the lead. Thomas LeMay also 3 back. And certainly we continue to see charges made on this golf course. Give us an idea on the back 9 here, Rob, where players can pick to take a move, make a move, try to make eagle or birdie.
The back 9 is truly a risk-reward type of back 9. Moves can be made on the first 3 holes of the back 9, but really the test comes to 15, 16, 17, 18. We're going to have a phenomenal finish here today.
Okay, absolutely. So taking the walk to the 9th green here, the historic clubhouse is in the foreground. You might recognize that clubhouse. It was actually the clubhouse used in the Disney movie, The Greatest Game Ever Played. It's
Exactly.
pretty interesting how this golf course it has been in so many homes throughout the world as a part of that movie.
I believe it was 2011 when Disney came in for production. They had stables set up in the parking lot.
So this is the boys 12 and 13 division. And this is Noah Morrow from off the green here. At the 10th, this is his third, Rob. And the short game, it is magnificent from these youngsters. He'll have that to a pretty miraculous up and down par save if he can get it done.
And the 10th hole, playing one of the longest par 4s on the course, that would be a great par.
And so you take a look at what Noah has been able to accomplish in his young career, and we've got ourselves some kind of matchup here in this division. How about this?
Braden Bosman's +7. We have a tie at the lead with
A
Colin
tie at the
McCaskill.
lead. Yep, McCaskill and Bosman's tied for the lead. Two back, three players, including Noah Morrow, who we just saw. Also, Gordy Johnston and Karsten Herbert, all within 2 shots of the lead. So this division is tightly as contested as anything out on that golf course. I mean, you hate to say it this early in the broadcast, but you could be looking at a playoff there, Robbie Dixon.
We're seeing exceptional competition in almost all the divisions.
And no doubt. Pretty incredible action all the way around. You take a look at what's at stake. This is Zach now for birdie. So an opportunity here. The door is ajar, Rob.
Zach Bourgeois from Saint-Agathe-de-Mont, Quebec.
You can see the speed leaves it right on the doorstep, but negotiating these greens. Really, are the greens the defense of Kanawaki Golf Club? Is that what this golf course that has withstood the test of time, 1914, most known for?
The green complexes are truly the defense of Kanawaki. The length isn't extreme, but because of the up and down elevation changes and the bunkering and the green slopes, it's really difficult around the greens.
And we'll see that throughout the day. So continuing in this age division, what's transpired here is Bosmans and McCaskill now find themselves tied for the lead here. Both guys are 2 over on the day, but the conditions only getting more difficult. With the wind, the green speed's up around a 12, and that's going to race by.
Brian Bosman's from Mississauga, Ontario. I was really happy with the representation we got from the province of Ontario this week.
Yeah, no doubt. Tell me a little bit about the vision here, Rob. I mean, certainly this is something that Canada has yearned for and longed for, an opportunity to play on the world's biggest stage, television, right now live here on TSN Plus. I mean, this is your vision has become a reality. Why did you think this was the right spot for it?
Well, first of all, we want to give Canadian juniors the same opportunity as their U.S. counterparts. Putting the Canadian junior golf competitions on TV is a dream come true. It's something that Canada has lacked in the past. I think what we're offering Canadian youth and junior golf in particular is just unheard of. It's really a historic day.
Now back at 10, this is Moreau. He's currently 2 off the lead. This to save his par. It would be a world-class up and down. And just barely goes on the low side, that undulation that you talk about. Now back ahead at 9. Manny Lau is going to have a lengthy par save.
Jason Ross leaving it about 2.5 feet short. Very tricky putt. This 9th green is so difficult. Coming from where Jason just putted, if you pass the hole, you can trickle down to the front and be looking at a 20-footer uphill to save.
Now, that has not been Jason's day. But this is a gigantic putt for our leader, Manny Lau. Currently a 3-shot lead. This, Rob, is for par. And Manny races it by. So this 9th hole going to claim another victim. Manny Lau will make bogey at best, and that lead in the 14-18 will shrink.
Manny Lau is the newest Dixon Golf ambassador. We're really happy he's in from Nanaimo.
So as Manny contemplates the bogey putt, we have an opportunity. Guys just really struggling to find the range here. That was Dougie Bassett.
It looks like the lines on the greens are really giving them some trouble.
He plays his golf at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Comes home for the summer and trying to pick up his country's national championship.
He was telling me he has a lot of friends at Kent State. Kent State being truly supportive of Canadian golf, where the likes of Corey Connors, Adam Hadwin, Mackenzie Hughes have come through.
Yeah. That was Brendan O'Brien. So this is this 9th hole at Kahnawake. This is the final group out on the golf course, Rob. Teed off about 2:30, so
Jason Ross for power.
and that's a really good par for Jason Ross. Now Manny coming the other direction here. You had mentioned at 9 if you go past the hole. What's Manny have left?
Manny has about 4 feet left, and it's going to be very fast downhill.
All right, so it is a bogey 4 for Lau, and the lead
Shrinks
will go,
to 2.
Yeah, we'll go from 3 to 2. And the pressure, certainly this golf course, these conditions, late on a Tuesday.
Ryan, as the wind speed picks up, also the greens are drying out. They're getting faster and faster as the players progress.
Now, this is one of the great stories out on the golf course. That is 10-year-old Riviera Lindholm. There is an argument to be made. She's the #1 player in the world in the age 10 department. And here she is at age 10 playing 13 and under. And she has built herself a 1-shot lead over Maria Glavin from Waterford, New York.
+4 yesterday. When she finishes here today, she's heading to Pinehurst Country Club tomorrow, where she'll play in the U.S. Kids Worlds.
Yeah, there's no doubt that what she's been able to accomplish in her young career is pretty amazing. She will drop a shot here. So we are now tied in the girls 13 and under, as the incredible 10-year-old story of Riviera Lindholm trying to earn her spot at Kashada is now tied for the lead in that division with her counterpart today, Maria Glavin. Now this is Stella
Ogata from Alberta, Canada.
And now a big putt here for Glavin to pick up a shot and pull even at the top.
Ryan, you can see the shadows are starting to get long.
Okay, it's in. So we have a tie for the lead, 13 and under, as Glavin and the 10-year-old sensation, Riviera Lindholm, the Canadian champion, the reigning junior Honda champion, the reigning U.S. Kids Canadian champion, the Jekyll Island champion. You go on and on. Her resume at 10 years old, as impressive, Rob, frankly, as yours at 61.
Riviera plays out of Royal St. George's in Toronto, and they held the Canadian Open a few weeks back. So she's got a great facility to practice at.
And the lead now going to be fun to watch. Glavin, a 12-year-old. And you have the experience at just 10. As you said, takes a flight tonight to play in the Worlds. Now this, Julia Alexander Carew. At the 10th, Rob. Give us an idea.
About a 10-foot putt.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about 10.
10 is one of the longest par 4s on the course. The kids will be hitting down the hill, and their approach shot will probably be a good 20 feet in elevation change down to the green. Taking less of a club, they're looking at a green that runs away from them, and it's going to be it could be a tough test.
And this is Claire Hu. And Claire currently well back of the lead in the 14 to 18 girls of Stephanie Wu. And Wu's really separated at the top. And Stephanie, a 2-shot lead over Julia Alexander Carew. But then it goes to a 7-shot lead over third. So it's really in the girls 14 to 18, Rob. It is a two-girl race right now. It is Stephanie Wu and Julia Alexander Carew to win this championship.
And with 8 holes left to play, anything can happen.
Stephanie from Toronto, Julia from Oakville, Canada,
Oakville,
making their way here to Kahnawake.
Oakville fairly close to Toronto. They probably play a lot of the same courses out there.
And there's a great look at Stephanie Wu. Shot 73 yesterday. She's really been in control of this tournament from the very beginning. Talking to her yesterday, says it's all about her routine, Rob. Everything stays in routine. The key to her is to never get going too quickly.
Stephanie Wu, the longest hitter of the...
Oh, from way downtown.
What a birdie.
And how about that? What a shot from Wu. And that lead will grow. So you look,
Julia,
Rob, start. Yep, go ahead.
Julia Alexander Carew. This will be her putt for par.
Yeah, this is for par, and she just watched Wu drain a long birdie. So this must make, or we're going to see a 2-shot. We're going to see a 4-shot lead at the top in the 14 to 18 division here at the Canadian National Championship.
And she drains it.
Yeah. Hey, that's the heart of a champion, Rob.
You got that, Julia. Great putt, Julia.
Yeah, Julia Alexander Carew. At the 11th, this is Braden Bosman's.
11, the par 3, one of the biggest greens on the course.
And that rolls out, so...
When 11 is rolling fast, it's tough.
And we take a look at this. It is McAskin now, Rob, a 1-shot lead. Jack Burgess.
Up the hill at 11.
And he'll have a tap in for his par. But in the 12 to 13 division, we have seen Carson Hurlbert from Ottawa. He's playing 4 holes ahead of the leader, and he is pulled within 1 of the lead. So you have Carson all the way up ahead at 15. The final group in the 12 to 13 here on hole 11.
If he could come in, the leader in the clubhouse, that'll put a lot of pressure on the guys still out there.
This now, Morrow, currently 3 off the lead.
Up the hill, he raced it by about 5 feet.
Big putt here for Bossmans. Okay, so good 2-putt there.
Good 2-putt for Braden Bossmans.
And Braden will stay 2 off the lead of McAskin. As we're back on the tee box, as the girls 14-18, Stephanie Wu now.
Waiting at the 11th tee box. Looking at about a 170-yard shot to one of the biggest greens on the course.
All right, tell us a little bit about this hole.
This is, like I said, one of the biggest greens on the golf course. That's the defense here, because even hitting the green can leave you with a 60 or 70 footer. Julia safely on the green. She'll have about a 40-foot putt downhill, right to left breaker.
So where do you want to be on this green, Rob?
You want to be short front, short right. That's where you want to be, Ryan. Most of the greens at Kahnawake, you want to be below the pin.
This is Claire Hugh. Claire from Pointe-Claire, Quebec. Wants to go to McGill University. Favorite players, Rory and Brooke Henderson. And that's right where you said you wanted to be, Rob.
Safely on, front right, Ryan. She's going to be looking at about a 25-footer up the hill for birdie.
Now Charlotte Bourdereau.
Charlotte Boudreau played very well at Triangle d'Or. We had our NB3 qualifier over there.
Got to avoid that right bunker here at 11.
Bunkers can be very tough up and downs at the 11 complex.
And promptly, Rob, that's exactly where Charlotte has ended up.
Short left bunker.
So now Stephanie Wu.
Stephanie Wu.
2-shot lead, sits at 2 over par in the golf tournament.
Control of her own destiny.
Julia Alexander Carew, 2 off the pace. Mano a mano here, as this really is a 2-girl race in the 14-18 division. It is Wu and Carew Alexander head-to-head like a heavyweight fight, Rob.
She wants to try to stay below this pin.
Kind of saws it off there, and there she is.
She
So
is.
a lengthy birdie putt, but safely on, protecting that 2-shot lead.
Might have went a bit long. She's going to have a tricky putt coming down that hill.
Yeah, just an incredible atmosphere here at Kahnawake, as so Manny off his bogey at the 9th, looking for a little bounce back bird. He's found the fairway here at the 10th, Rob.
Manny's looking at about a 40-yard pitch into the green. It'll stop on that ball. He's going to have about a 20-footer to the
Yeah,
hole.
4 really good shots, though. You can see we're going to have 4 looks at birdie. And from our leaders here in the boys 14-18. And, you know, what has transpired here is pretty amazing. If we can get a look at the leaderboard, if we can get a look at the leaderboard in boys 14-18, you now have 2 players playing the 18th hole that are within 1 shot of the lead. That's what's transpired in the last half hour, Rob. You have Leo Chu at 3 under from Scarsdale, New York, and Aiden Talent pulling within 1 shot as we take a look at David Zhang. He got off to a great start birdied 3 of his first 6 holes, Rob.
Even par today is excellent, excellent score in these conditions.
So it's
Very
currently
tough,
for David
fast
a
greens.
2-shot lead over Austin Nesbitt. And David from Vancouver, he's come a long way, and certainly trying to find a way to get to the top of this leaderboard.
Quite a contingency of players coming from British Columbia.
Soon to be joined, Rob, by Steve Romescu from Axum Trucking. Steve, a pivotal part of this event being able to happen here outside of Montreal.
It was our first big supporter that came in when we announced the tournament date. Steve truly has been there for everything we've needed. He's definitely a big part of this project.
So Steve is going to join us here shortly and get a little bit of and here he is. Welcome in Steve Romescu from Axum Trucking. Steve, first off, I know you play here at Kahnawake. Pretty amazing to see what has transpired the last 48, 72 hours at your club.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been really exciting watching these kids play. They're fantastic. These guys are really, really good. Both the girls and the guys, outstanding.
Yeah, no doubt. We're on the green here now with the leaders here, 14 to 18, the final group on the golf course. As Manny Lau's lead has shrunk to 1, there are now 3 players, Steve, that are even par within 1 of the lead.
This is fantastic. It's really exciting. It's something to watch, and it's a thrill to see it this close.
All right, let's talk a little bit about why, as Rob said, you're one of the very first to get behind this event. It doesn't happen without you, Steve. Why did you decide to step forward and help bring this event to Canada?
Well, I think it's important. You've got to give these kids a chance. I think it's outstanding to give them the opportunity to compete on a level like this. I think it brings out the characters of these good kids, and how can you say no? How can you say no?
This par putt for our leader, Manny Lau. And ladies and gentlemen, we now have a 4-way tie for the lead, 14 to 18. It is a 4-way tie for the lead. Steve, I'll tell you, you think about how young these kids are. Golf, as we know, is very difficult. And then you throw the pressure of trying to play for a national championship on the line.
Well, I can tell you that I wouldn't want to be betting against any of these kids.
Yeah.
I'm glad my wallet's in my pocket.
Exactly.
Because they would own it.
Now, Jason Ross, he does have a look at birdie here at 10, as he's trying to find his way back into this golf tournament where even par is now the lead. And he bangs it in. Jason Ross from Ottawa from way downtown. And Ross pulls within 4 of the lead.
I was watching this kid. He has ice water in his veins when he putts.
Yeah, just
Amazing.
a lefty. Why do you think so many Canadian golfers are lefty? Is it the hockey element?
I think it's the hockey element. We grow up playing hockey, and it's just a natural fit. I'm left. When I played hockey, I was left-handed, but I'm playing golf right-handed because that's what I was taught to play.
Right.
It's right-handed.
This is Brendan O'Brien, an opportunity to pull within 2 of the lead and just kind of sneaks by. Give us a little history lesson here at Kahnawake. Tell us a little bit about the golf course. We've already seen today these greens seem to be the true defense system of the golf club.
I've been a member here now for 3 years. I've come to this golf course. The first time I played this was about 6, 7 years ago, and I fell in love with it right away. The area is outstanding. The layout is fantastic. And if you're not careful and you don't play this course strategically, it'll bring you to your knees quite quickly. And the greens are very difficult. It's just a beautiful scenery part of golf in this area. And I think it's an honor and a pleasure to be a member here.
And this is Dougie Bassiter. As Manny Lau able to make a 10-footer for bogey. Ambassador able to make his par, so things continue to tighten up at the top of that 14 to 18 division.
And it's starting to come towards the final stretch.
Yeah, This is the girls 14 to 18, second to last group out. Stephanie Wu putting now. And Stephanie has built herself a little two-shot cushion. This is a lengthy birdie putt. And a little work left to do here for Stephanie.
These kids are really good, Brian.
Yeah.
They're very good.
In control throughout. They all seem to have that routine, never get too far ahead of themselves. And she's going to have to mark her ball as Julia Alexander Carew looks to pull within one. So this now Carew, opportunity to pull within one shot of the lead. Another lengthy birdie putt here. This 11th hole can be dangerous.
Oh, close.
Before we let you go, tell us a little bit about Axum, what you guys are up to, what the company is doing out there, and why they decided that this was the right spot for them to try to make a difference.
Well, Accent is in the intermodal and trucking industry in North America, and we're now part of the TFI Group, which is a $9 billion publicly traded company under the symbol of TFII in New York and on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It's a conglomerate of about 140 some odd transportation companies that specialize in full load, LTL, tankers, flatbed, logistics management right across throughout North America, and we're very proud to be part of them now.
That's awesome. Steve Romescu, I can't thank you enough for being a part of this, Steve. Thanks for joining us on the air, and look forward to continuing this relationship.
Thank you very much, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Thank you. So we continue on here. As you just saw, Stephanie Wu able to make a nice par save at 11, so the lead will stay at 2, as Wu will head to the 12th here at Kanawaki. Robbie, what's transpired here in the boys 14 to 18 is nothing short of remarkable.
Right here is Jason Ross on 11, Ryan. Par 3 with the huge green and the bunkering on each side.
We have a 4-way tie for first place in the boys 14 to 18.
Jason Ross.
Ross coming off a birdie, trying to become part of the story here.
Probably a mid-iron. I think he's in that front left bunker, Ryan. That could be a tricky up and down for Jason Ross.
How about what has transpired with Manny Lau? I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was a 3-shot lead, and it has evaporated, and now a 4-way tie for the lead.
We got word that Manny Lau actually pushed his drive OB on 10. So those putts were actually for bogey.
And another one in the bunker. So this 11th hole, you have to give it full due diligence.
The guys are aiming for that front right corner. That right bunker comes at you quick.
And this is Dougie Bassiter, currently 2 out of the lead. And what's happened is Aiden Talent and Leo Chu, who are playing the 18th hole, are both 3 under on the day. And they've made up some 6 and 7 shots on the leader.
Those will be very good scores to get into the clubhouse with.
And really good shot there from Bassiter. So he will have a look at birdie at the 11th.
Dougie Bassiter will have about 20 feet up the hill.
And Manny Lau. Rob, how does he respond, right? I mean, this is, you can either, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, dust yourself off and shake it off, or you could still be thinking about that tough tee shot at 10.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing in golf, Ryan, is forgetting that last shot. Mid-iron for Manny Lau. Looks like he's front right corner. He's going to have a good look at birdie. Bouncing back after a double is one of the toughest things to do, but
Yeah, no doubt.
that's why these kids are some of the best in the country.
And Riviera Lindholm. And Riviera continues to, I mean, she's famous out here, Rob. Everyone knows the 10-year-old sensation with
Oh,
shots
what a
like that
shot.
one.
Continues
Riviera has
continues
done
to
it
amaze.
again.
Continues to amaze the galleries out here.
Just precision, like a laser beam.
Everyone,
with her iron game.
everyone coming out to watch Riviera.
She has built a 21-shot lead in the 10 and under division, but finds a really great matchup going on, and she's got a 2-shot lead over Maria Glavin, who just putted.
Maria Glavin will have that for par. We had a tie a few holes ago. Riviera has built a 2-stroke lead at this point. This is her birdie putt.
Oh, begging for it.
Just misses on the left side. So the lead will remain 2.
It's another tap in, a high five from Dad. Her father's also her caddy and her coach.
How do you like those Dixon golf bibs, Ryan? Those look pretty sharp.
Spectacular.
Some might remember who wore those at Coshada last year.
Oh, yes. Eldrick Tiger Woods. As we stay in this division.
Here's Sella Ogata from Alberta, Canada. Sella's dad is such a great fan of the game, but he never wants to get close to Sella while she's playing. He's so nervous. Great putt by Sella.
Yeah, read that beautifully.
Left to right break about 10 feet. Center of the cup.
This is Brendan O'Brien now, his second indeed. Found that bunker.
Brendan O'Brien trying to get up and down. That should run out.
So it looks like it's going to be a couple putts for the lead at the 18th hole in the boys 14 to 18. You know, you've seen it before. You see it on the PGA Tour every week. Someone can come from the back of the pack, post a low number, Robbie, and then you kind of sit back, get yourself a nice soft drink, and see if your incredible under-round par was enough to hold up. This final group, they got a lot of golf ahead of them today.
Ryan, we have Leo Chu and Aiden Talent on the green right in front of us, I believe.
Yep, putting for the lead here, the golf tournament. But obviously, you have right now Manny Lau, who finds himself in a position where he can bounce back with a birdie. Now it's lengthy.
Manny with about 35 feet for birdie up the hill. It's going to break right to left.
All right, Manny.
Does it have enough, Ryan?
Oh, what a great putt for Manny Lau.
Great putt by Manny.
Be able to tap in here.
Tap in par.
And Manny Lau will stay at even and find himself tied for the lead. Once again, a lot of golf to be played from that final group. Through 11 now is Manny Lau.
Manny Lau still maintaining a share of the lead. Has to look at what's in front of him.
And 7 birdies yesterday. Think about that.
Phenomenal.
On this golf course.
Phenomenal. On the front nine can be extremely tough.
Dougie O'Brien. Excuse me, Dougie Bassiter.
Dougie Bassiter.
Okay, this is at 18. This is Leo Chu with an opportunity to take the lead of the golf tournament right here. Leo a pretty spectacular day from Scarsdale, New York.
He's looking at a 20-footer straight up the hill.
Leo was able to birdie 17, Rob.
He's looking over the putt.
So bogey free today. Leo Chu with birdies at 3, 4, and 17 to pull within a tie of the lead. This for the outright lead, boys, 14 to 18.
Takes another look. Has enough pace. Just misses on the left side.
All right, listen, you take par at 18 here at Kahnawake all day long. So
18 is well known as one of the toughest finishing holes in the country, in the province of Quebec, in the country even. And these kids have really shown their talent on this hole.
Now, Brendan O'Brien. Excuse me.
Aiden Talent.
He too has had a really
Aiden misses on the right side of the hole.
fantastic day, though. Now, these boys teed off at 12:45. Both Aiden Talent from Brooklyn, Ontario, shot 73 yesterday. Leo Chu 73 yesterday from Scarsdale, New York, and both guys, it would appear, will finish 3 under. And who knows what's going to happen over the next hour, but the two guys we're looking at here, Talent and Chu, have worked their way to the top. This is O'Brien now.
For par and 11.
And he
Jason
will tap
Ross
in for his par.
Looking at his putt. Jason
the
Ross
lefty.
can have a right-to-left breaker.
Good call, Rob. Just misses on the low side.
Just
so
misses on the low side.
Ross will
2
tap
bogeys
in.
there.
Yep. And that's going to put an end to the 11th here on this final round. TSN Plus. Just an absolutely gorgeous afternoon for golf outside of Montreal. Temperatures in the low 70s. A light breeze with beautiful sunshine. Draping the golf course here that it has seen its share of spectacular over the years. 1914 designed. Some of the greatest golfers to ever play the game have graced these courses.
Some of the truly historic players have played here. There's the visual of Kanawaki. Walter Hagen, Gene Sarazen, Tommy Armour walked these fairways. 1929 Canadian Open. As we come back to Kanawaki Golf Club for the inaugural NB3 Canadian Junior Championships.
Just adding to the illustrious history of this club as the first ever NB3 Junior Canadian National Championship.
Winners of the divisions will be heading to Coshada in November,
where they'll play before every college coach in the world and test their game against the best players in the world. Back to the girls' 14 to 18 division.
Here we're looking at Charlotte. Charlotte's going to leave it about 15 feet short. Looks like Julia Alexander Carew with a fairly lengthy putt.
She finds herself 2 back of Stephanie Wu. Can she find a lengthy birdie here?
Up the hill at 12. It's going to break a little to her right. And she's still got some work left.
Yeah, that up the hill, down the hill here at Kahnawake, Rob.
You really have to get used to the pitch of the greens. They are some of the most sloped greens in the province.
And this is 12 to 13. Colin McCaskin, he's found himself in the lead here, has McCaskin. He's worked his way to the top of the leaderboard.
Colin McCaskin coming out of New York.
you said yesterday, I mean, the ball striking's been there. It's really been the putter. 39 putts yesterday, but today he's built himself a 2-shot lead today.
And that's the thing with Kahnawake, the ball striking, but you really, really have to take your practice rounds and get to know these greens. Oh, great shot by Colin.
He's
Great
having his
shot.
way right now.
He's going to have a great look at birdie.
And to open up a 3-shot lead. So McGaskin, he was asking a lot of questions at the end of round 1, but everything answered here as he is building himself a nice cushion here late on a Tuesday at Kanawaki. The crowd starting to build here, intensity, anticipation.
Braden Bosman's from before the creek on 13.
And we got all 4 on the green.
Front right of the green, he'll have an uphill putt.
But I tell you, that you look at this Colin McGaskin, he took a chance, decided to come to Canada, try to qualify to the World Championship, and might just pay off. Now this is Claire girls 14 to 18, the final girls tee time of the day.
Tap in par.
And it is Stephanie Wu once again 2 over. Julia Alexander Carew 4 over. As just 2 separates 1 and 2.
We have Charlotte Boudreau to save. About 14 feet.
Oh,
Just
just
stop
leaves it
short.
on the doorstep. So she will tap in and give way to Carew Alexander and Stephanie Wu. Stephanie from Toronto. You know, Rob's, she's trying to go wire to wire here. She's never not been in the lead of this championship.
It's still a very tight race between Stephanie and Julia.
And Julie able to make her part. We'll keep it at 1 over on the day.
And the 2-shot gap remains. Stephanie Wu to finish up with bogey.
Oh, so this is going to let's see here.
It's going to close the gap.
Yeah, close the gap regardless, Rob. And the lead is 1 in the girls 14 to 18.
And what
Boys
a competitive day we're
Boys
having.
14 to 18, 4-way tie for the lead. Girls 14 to 18. We are now
One-shot
separated
difference.
by just 1 shot. Who to clean up her par? Yeah, no problem.
And they will head to the 13th tee.
Well, Rob, you said if you build it, they will come. You build it, and they have come. And could you have asked for anything more, Rob?
Ryan, we had over 120 of some of the greatest juniors in the country. Some of them coming from the U.S. There was a junior from South Africa. This has truly been an exceptional turnout. I don't think we could be happier.
All right, Jason Ross has found the bunker here, Rob.
The bunker on 12. He just wants to hit the center of the green from here.
Oh,
Looks
no,
like
this is
Looks like his lie is actually outside the bunker, but could be tough. Solid contact.
yeah. I mean, did a really good job considering all things there. He'll take it.
And Jason Ross will be looking at a nice birdie putt from there. Dougie Bassiter.
And he was a professional. I shouldn't say professional, but he was a ski racer, a junior ski racer, just until grade 9.
Quite an athlete.
But the decided golf was for him. Headed to IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, and now the lefty.
From about 130 yards. Safely on the green. Front right.
Just 2 off the lead is Bassiter with a lot of golf to play.
Still in there.
And Leo Chu, your clubhouse leader, shot 67 today, did Leo. He's in the house at even. Manny Lau tied for the lead. Manny also even par.
So Leo Chu tied the tournament low to 67 today.
And there you see Thomas LeMay out at 16. Thomas is one out of the lead. Aiden Talent in. Aiden can't win now as he's one back of Chu, and he is done for the day. But certainly Bassett and Brown both plenty of holes here at Kahnawake to make a charge here and try to find themselves, maybe get into a playoff, maybe win this outright. This is Manny Lau. Now, Rob, you know this hole, obviously. This is his drive, which is pretty remarkable that he has been able to put it.
This is a deep drive, right? Manny Lau's looking at about a 60-yard pitch up to the pin.
How far did he drive? Is the drive?
He had to have driven the ball about 320 yards. 60-yard pitch to an elevated green. The ball will run away from you if you pass the pin.
I was hoping to go to San Francisco University, Western Washington University.
Oh, and a very nice shot by Manny Lau.
But I'll tell you what.
Looks like you have about 12 feet for birdie.
If he's able to win here and go do something at Coshada, he might want to improve those collegiate aspirations. Lots going to be heard from Manny Lau.
Manny Lau, Dixon Golf Ambassador.
And this is Brendan O'Brien now. He too absolutely uncorking one here.
Brendan O'Brien, another nice chip.
Done. So he'll have an uphill look at birdie.
Uphill look, 10, 12 feet.
He is 3 off the lead, so a birdie maybe trims one here for Brendan from Victoria, Canada.
12th hole is really the par 4 you want to attack on the course. The kids can drive it close and try to really pitch it close for birdie.
And Leo Chu from Scarsdale in the house with that sparkling 67. Even par. That is the number that, at least to get into a playoff, Manny Lau and the rest of the group.
Now Thomas LeMay on the 16th hole, the par 5.
Have an opportunity.
for
Especially with
birdie.
his length, Rob.
Opportunity for birdie. Take a share of the lead.
And this is Dougie Bassett stalking the putt here. Looking from every angle.
Dougie's going to have about 30 feet up the hill. Putt's on the way.
And knows he left it short. You could see it wasn't pleased with that contact. So he'll put a coin on it and have that to save his par and stay at least 2 out of the lead. And this is our leader in the 12 to 13 division, Colin McCaskin.
Colin McCaskin for birdie.
2-shot lead and beautiful putt from Colin. And this back is Jason Ross. So Ross had that tough lie just outside the bunker. Now finds himself with a birdie putt.
Jason Ross on 12.
That was a good look.
Just misses on the low side.
A really good look. This is a huge
Manny
putt
Lau.
now for Manny Lau, Rob. You think about the day that Manny has had. All those birdies yesterday, 7 in all. And, you know, it's tough to follow up a really low round. He only has 1 birdie today to go along with 4 bogeys. But this could be his second of the day. Chance to get one here at 12.
The adversity he's fought through has really showed character.
Oh, he can't believe it, Manny Lau. How doesn't that drop?
catches part of the hole and does a 360.
Oh, wow.
So he'll tap in for par.
Wow. So it is a par for Lau at the 12th. He will stay at even par in a tie now with Leo Chu. LeMay is one back. Talent in the clubhouse. Bassett 2 off the lead, although he has a lengthy par putt. This is for Brendan to pick up one.
Brendan
pick up
O'Brien.
2. Yes, Brendan O'Brien with a birdie. So here comes Brendan O'Brien to 2 over. Now just 2 off the lead. Back live with Stephanie Wu. Stephanie's lead has been trimmed to 1 over Julia Alexander Carew.
Stephanie really looking at hitting center of greens and trying to make some pars. Claire Hu looking at about 140 yards. Hitting the front of the green, it's going to run out to the back. It's going to leave her a fairly lengthy putt back to the front right of the green. Julia Alexander Carew. Her approach shot coming up. Looks like the same distance, maybe 135.
I'll tell you, the amazing thing to me about what Julia Alexander Carew has been able to accomplish is, you know, Stephanie Wu, she's been in the lead since the get-go, but Alexander Carew never pushed it, Rob. She stayed in her game and let Wu come back to her.
Yeah, and now with just a one-shot separation, every shot matters.
Oh, right at it. What a shot.
Great shot by Julia Alexander Carew, and that's just below the pin.
JAC, they call her, Rob. JAC.
And she'll be looking at tying the lead with that putt.
Oh, my goodness. She'll have a look at birdie at 13 to pull within a share of the lead.
Charlotte Boudreau.
The drama here at Kahnawake just continues to grow.
Good shot, center of the green.
Every age division now, Rob, is seemingly within a shot or two, if not tied.
Every division is just so competitive. Nobody wants to fall away from the leader.
My son has soaked this golf course throughout the day, but the whole area really in Montreal, an unseasonably wet summer.
We've taken historical levels of rain through the month of July, and the greens team here at Kanawaki has really done a phenomenal job getting the course ready each day. We took rain the night before the tournament. We took rain yesterday, halfway through day 1, and they've really been able to maintain great playing conditions for these players.
And there's no doubt that this golf tournament, a lot still to be decided. You actually go and you take a look at the girls 13 and under while we see some of these beautiful scenics. We have a tie. Riviera Lindholm is now tied with Maria Glavin. So the girls 13 and under, we have a tie. The girls 14 to 18, separated by 1 shot. The boys 14 to 18, we have a tie. The boys 12 and 13, that little separation there as McGaskin has built himself a 3-shot lead. And the boys 10 and 11, it is a 1-shot lead now for David Zhang. So, you know, really you're talking about just about every age group, if not tied, Rob, just a 1-shot disparity. And we will welcome soon enough Mac Kirby onto the broadcast from Playground Poker here on Kanawaki, one of our chief sponsors that really was instrumental in allowing this golf tournament to happen. But what is transpiring right now on these grounds at Kahnawake, it is pretty remarkable. Every single age group tied or within one shot. And Stephanie Wu finds herself now with a one-shot lead as we welcome in Matt Kirby from Playground Poker. Matt, it is absolutely wonderful to have you here at the 18th Tower here at Kahnawake. Of course, this event does not happen without your family's support. Getting behind this at an early stage and deciding that you guys wanted to bring Canada's best to Kanawaki Golf Club and play your country's national championship here. The scenics have been just spectacular. This golf course really showing out. Give us the why. Why did you feel it was you guys wanted to be a part of this?
Well, first of all, Ryan, thank you for having me on, and welcome everyone who's watching and listening in to the beautiful Kanawaki Golf Course here in the Mohawk Reserve of Kahnawake. I mean, Brian, you and I spoke about this when we last met here. It was a pretty easy decision, right? I mean, as you know, we're very active in the, I guess, social fabric of our local community. We've been able and fortunate enough to be a part of a variety of different initiatives here. When this, was kind of brought to our attention that it was coming to our community here, it was something else, and it was actually something that we were very, very excited to be a part of. So we're happy to be here, see it unravel. I can feel the tension, excitement in the air, and man, just happy to be here and be a part of it.
So you take a look at these leaderboards, Mac, and I mean, you can't make it up. You have a two-way tie for the lead in 14 to 18 boys with two players, one shot out of the lead. The girls 14 to 18 separated by one shot. The girls 13 and under, we have a tie for the lead. The boys 10 and 11 separated by one shot. I mean, anywhere you look on this golf course, you've got a true battle for the country's national championship.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Ryan. It's you couldn't ask for a better finish, right? And you have a perfect view here on 18, seat to seat all on unravel, and just looking forward to watching it with you.
Yeah, this is a big putt here. Once again, in the girls 14 to 18, Julia Alexander Carew, one shot off the pace. Just hit an absolute beautiful shot. This is for birdie and a tie of the lead, and she drains it.
Wow.
Mac, she buries it. We have a tie for the top, 14 to 18.
Made it look easy.
You play a lot of golf here at Kahnawake. Obviously, at the end of the day, this 18th hole will decide this golf tournament. This is a green that is discussed really throughout the province. What makes this golf course special?
Honestly, everything in between tee to green. It makes you pay when you miss, fairways and greens. It really tests all levels of play, whether it be from the tee box, on the green, around the green, trying to get up and down. So it's really, just everything you could ask for from the golf course.
Stephanie Wu, Mac, makes bogey. So it is actually a two-shot swing.
It's big.
And Stephanie Wu goes from a one-shot lead to a one-shot deficit. The 13th hole claims another, Mac.
I know that hole all too well. Done that plenty of times to me, Ryan.
No doubt. Let's talk a little bit about what Playground Poker has been doing. Every time I drive by it, it seems like you've built a new building overnight. It's been pretty amazing what you guys have going on over there. Tell us what we can look forward to here in 2024 next year.
Well, I would say just in I'll call it a short 14 years, we've been able to evolve, like you said, multiple times from what was just a 15-table poker room and small restaurant to now what is about to be multiple food and beverage outlets, multiple kind of layers of gaming and entertainment. So we've really become, in my opinion, and obviously I'm biased, the destination, for gaming and entertainment in this area.
And no doubt, I've eaten there. I've been there. It's really pretty spectacular what your family has been able to build. The hotel's coming, which from talking with your father, it's already booked and it's not even done. I mean, people just can't wait to get in there, man.
Yeah. People are asking every other day, when's it going to be finished? When is it going to be finished? So we're just as excited as everyone else. obviously a lot of hard work and sweat equity done by so many people, much like this event here, right? So.
Well, Mac, I can't thank your family enough once again for allowing this event to happen. Without your support, we're not sitting here today watching the best players in this country play for a national championship. So for that, everyone here on TSN Plus says thank you to you and Playground Poker for what you guys have been able to do. We really appreciate it and look forward to talking about the future.
Ryan, thank you so much for having me, and looking forward to, like you said, working doing these more together.
You got it.
Take
Going
care.
to be a great finish here, no doubt. Mackenzie Kirby, instrumental in allowing this event to happen here at Kahnawake. And now, as we bring Robbie Dixon back in, Rob, what has transpired in the last half hour here on our leaderboards? We just had a two-shot swing in the girls 14 to 18. Stephanie Wu, Rob, who has led wire to wire for the first time in this golf tournament, finds herself in a tie for the lead.
So Julia Alexander Carew, who's been hanging around for the last 18 holes, has now finds
Actually,
herself in a shared lead.
She's now taken the lead. Wu makes bogey at 13. So Julia Alexander Carew now with a one-shot lead. As we're live with Manny Lau. Manny tied for the lead. Oh, and what a shot from
What
Lau.
a shot on 13, Manny Lau.
Manny needed it, and he called it up.
And Manny will have a great birdie look.
So Lau will have that look. The putter has been difficult today. Once again live with Jason Ross, the lefty.
Jason Ross on 13. Coming in with a short iron. Finds the center of the green, and he'll have a good birdie look. The 13th hole, Ryan, can be extremely tricky, depending on the speed and the location of the pin. The pin location today is front left, and you could be looking at a very slippery putt.
And up ahead at the green. And this has been a really fun age group to watch. Sella Ogata.
Sella Ogata. Greenside bunker. She's going to be left with about 12 feet uphill for par.
And how about what's happened here with Riviera Lindholm? Made a double out there, Rob, and now Maria Glavin has clawed her way into a tie for the lead. So
we are tied in every division.
I mean, it's crazy. Rob, you can't make this up.
You can't make this up. There's drama and excitement everywhere.
This is Vivian Zhang, and she has had a front row seat for the Glavin Lindholm mano a mano cage match.
Vivian Zhao coming off the fringe. Fairly level putt for bogey. Hold on, hold on.
See the green starting to firm up.
And that's going to race by about 4 feet.
Combination, Rob, of the sun and a steady breeze here on Tuesday. You know, the golf course is still receptive, but the greens would probably started the day at 11 or now at 12.
The greens firming up and speeding up is really going to make it difficult for our leaders as they come in the final holes.
Brendan O'Brien to pull within one shot of the lead. It's from off the green in Victoria, Canada.
He's coming straight up the hill on 13.
Just can't get it there, right? You can't convince yourself, Rob, to hit it that hard.
They're so fast coming down the slopes that when you're going uphill, you just can't hit it firm enough to get there.
So once again, to reset for you, 14 to 18 division, Leo Chu goes out and cards a 67, does Leo, and is in the clubhouse at even par. Manny Lau, who shot 67 yesterday, has reached the 13th as we bounce back to the girls 13 and under. Ogata.
Sella Ogata for par.
And it'll be a tap-in bogey.
It just leaves it a touch short.
And that 15th, Rob.
Dougie
Back,
Bassiter.
Yeah, Bassiter. 2 out of the lead. If he's going to dial one in and make a charge, Rob, this would be a pretty good time to make an uphill.
About 15 feet.
Got to get it there. That's the key.
Breaking right to left.
Just not
And
enough
they are
speed.
so undulated that it's hard to push it out that far.
So Bassiter will finish up. And he will remain at 2 over for the championship and even par today. The St. Catharines product via IMG Academy. Now we saw for a second consecutive hole, Manny Lau hit one in close. Manny unable to capitalize at 12.
Jason Ross for birdie. And just leaves it on the low side.
He's a world-class putter, Ross.
Jason Ross out of Ottawa, Ontario.
Manny Lau just comes up short. A complete 360 lip out at 12. He's given himself another opportunity at 13. This for
Another
the lead.
great look.
And he didn't hit it, Rob.
And once again, giving the greens too much respect.
So another disappointing. If you can be disappointed with par, Manny Lau has to be just that. And we'll stay tied heading to 14.
Maria Glavin.
Meanwhile, 13 and under at the 15th. This
Great
is
shot
for the
in here
lead,
on
Rob.
15.
For the lead.
It just misses it on the right side.
So Glavin. She'll finish up.
There we see Riviera Lindholm. We have a situation on 16, Ryan.
You know, Golf Canada's been here all week, Rob. They certainly also have been, you know, pretty instrumental in pulling this event off and giving a hand.
We really have to thank them for the officiating crew and their support, and it's really been a great effort from Golf Canada.
This is the boys 10 and 11. Austin Nesbitt, David Zhang,
Isaac Kalishian.
Isaac Kalishian, and Hunter Burke. There's a good look at David Zhang. Isaac yesterday on the back 9 to get into this final group. His dad Rafi on the bag. Isaac able to ramble off 8 consecutive pars on the back 9 to pull into this final group. But today the story's been David Zhang, this guy.
David Zhang on the approach. And that's going to leave him about a 10-foot putt up the hill for birdie.
So Zhang with a 1-shot lead over Nesbitt.
And another tight division, right?
Yeah, Isaac Kalishian hanging on to that 3rd spot.
Isaac Kalishian, 6 over today.
But what David Zhang has been able to do is he got up to that start, birdied 3 of his first 7 holes, Rob. Just like that, bang, he made up the difference.
It's really a phenomenal score for that age category.
And wind picking up just a bit here. You look at the flags at 18. Just a majestic look.
Ryan, you know, we really have to come and thank the area we're in and the Mohawk territory of Kahnawake, who's always been traditionally supporters of the game of golf. You go back into the early 1900s when traditionally all of the caddies and all the staff here at Kahnawake all came from the community. And now for us to have First Nations kids playing in this tournament and have the support that we received from the Grand Chief and from the elders and just from a lot of the community members that came out, you really have to thank the community of Kahnawake for.
Well, how about the blessing that got this entire event started?
Truly something that was unique in any tournament we've ever experienced, and the opening prayer from one of the Mohawk elders really set the tone of respect and integrity for the event, and we see it in our players.
Yeah, no doubt. It has been a special week here. Fantastic look as we kind of go back, and this whole event started before the opening round with the blessing.
You're on traditional Mohawk territory. I'm going to introduce you to our Grand Chief, Kahnawake Sky.
So I'm the Grand Chief, and I am also an avid golfer. And it's important, though, I must say, in our culture that we do what we call Hondo Gariwadekwa. It means the words that come before all else. So I know Wahiagerdo here, an elder from our community, is going to pass those words for you. I think he's going to translate in both our Kahnawake language as well as in English.
We give thanks to Mother Earth. Everything she gives us. Thank you very much. And have a nice day.
Yeah, that really was spectacular, Rob. A great way to get started, and as you said, it was beautiful to show the kids and explain to them what it took to make this event happen. We're back live now with Noah Morneau.
Noah Morneau on 15.
And what's transpired in that division, the boys 12 and 13, is Colin McAskin has built himself the largest lead of any age group. McAskin
with a 3-shot lead.
Asking all the right questions, Rob.
Yeah, and now just looking for pars to come in, Ryan. With a 3-shot lead, you just want to close out with pars.
Playing alongside with Bosmans.
15 is a tough hole with the big ditch running across about 100 yards from the green.
Bosmans.
You do not want to go past this pin.
And he left it right in the front of the green. So he will have an uphill putt, but he also has an uphill task of trying to track down Colin McAskin. Even today, McAskin has been clinical in the way he has taken apart this Kanawaki design. Just tee, fairway, green.
Even par today. He must have really figured out the putting.
Zach Bourgeois.
Zach Bourgeois from about 140.
Wow, shot there.
Great shot.
Beautiful.
Zach's going to have about 10 feet for birdie there.
But the man of the hour in the boys 12 to 13, Colin McAskin, New York, New York. And he stated his goal when he got his passport and crossed the border. It was to try to find a way to Coshada and Kinder, Louisiana, the home of junior golf.
He might be accomplishing that today, Ryan.
So now it is McAskin. 75 yesterday, 39 putts.
Great tee shot.
But the ball striking has been spectacular. Built himself a 3-shot lead. Here now at 15.
Pin tucked back right.
And that's what he does. That's
McAskin,
what he does, Rob.
what a great
How
shot,
about this?
McAskin.
Colin McAskin providing the answer at 15.
About 3 feet for birdie.
And McAskin, just his kind of day, will have that to take a 4-shot lead. So So lengthy discussion about whether this qualified as ground under repair. Austin Nesbitt.
No drop was taken.
Oh,
And it's
but
a
didn't
great
need it.
approach.
A little razzmatazz. He'll have that.
And he sticks it.
Now to pay it off. Birdie putt, Rob, down
Now
the
the
hill.
birdie payoff.
How intimidating.
This is straight down the hill. This is a very tricky putt right here. Taps it.
Oh, what
Center
a
of
birdie.
the cup.
What
Center of the
a
cup.
birdie from Nesbitt.
You don't really see the slope on the monitor, Ryan, but that had to be at least 6 inches downhill.
And we are tied now in another division, unless David Zhang can make this. So this putt for Zhang is to keep a one-shot lead and go birdie with Nesbitt. A miss, and it just slides by. So Nesbitt and Zhang now tied for the lead in the boys 10 and 11.
Wow.
Everywhere you look, Rob Dixon,
We have ties.
It's a tie.
We have ties everywhere.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff here. The crowds.
The excitement is building. We're going to get down to the last few holes. It's truly going to be a fantastic finish.
Morrow with the putter out.
Coming from off the green.
Been a rough day for Noah, but he's fighting through it, building character.
Straight up that false front. You really got to hit it to get it there.
That ball hopped on him, but it still had enough speed.
Not a bad result. Have about 3 feet to finish off.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if McGaskin can take this lead to 4 with 3 holes to play. It would
Like
be
I
pretty
said,
much an unsurmountable lead. This is LeMay at 17. Thomas has done a heck of a job hanging around. He's 1 out of the lead.
Just misses from that left bunker.
That is a huge shot, Rob. If he can make his par to go to 18 within 1.
Just needing a birdie
Now Bosman's.
to get a share.
He gives it a ride. And that's going to slide by a good 4 or 5 feet. And meanwhile, wow.
And LeMay is going to drop a shot.
Yeah.
You're at 17.
And he's fought so hard today to stay in the mix here. And you
So
can see
LeMay
it.
will be 2 back heading to the 18th tee.
And he might need some help now. If you look at his day, he has 3 bogeys on the back, and to go along with 2 birdies on the
Zach
front.
for par.
Oh, beautiful.
Great putt.
So Burgess able to make the birdie, and we're now back with Riviera Lindholm, who, for the first time this week, a little adversity for the young 10-year-old sensation.
Riviera. Ball on its way. And a great approach.
You know, it's crazy to call someone the best 10-year-old in the world, but when you look at her resume, you look at the titles that she now holds under the belt. It's she is a remarkable story. You got kids here asking for her autograph. I mean, everyone knows who Riviera Lindholm is.
You know, you can't predict the future, but she's definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
We're looking at Sela Ogata from Alberta, Canada. This is on 16, the par 5. Approach shot to the green. And what a great shot from Sela.
Wow, just gorgeous. That's
What a great
really
shot
of
from
the
Sela.
day. From
That looks like a
Ogata.
tap-in birdie. 16 is a hole you really have to stay below the pin. Severely sloped from back to front. You don't want to be stuck with a downhiller. And 17, a tough par 3. Sometimes you're better off leaving it short in the front instead of going over or catching one of the bunkers on either side. Here we have Isaac Kalishian, his tee shot on 17. And it looks like he's missed to the right. That could be trouble.
How about this? These finishing holes, Rob, that we're going to be honored to call over the next, 30, 35 minutes, bringing a conclusion to the Notah Begay Canadian Junior Golf National Championship. You look at 16, 17, and 18. Where can a birdie be made?
You know, the excitement really starts at 16. It could be a reachable par 5 for these kids. They could be looking at an eagle putt, easy birdie putt, but then there's a lot of trouble on that hole also. So there's a lot of drama that can be generated on 16. 17, one of the trickiest par 3s on the course. If you miss right, you're falling down a 30-foot swale into a possible hazard. If you miss left, you're in a bunker. Like I said, sometimes on 17, you really want to just stay in the front.
Yeah, and
We're looking at
that was Maria Glavin.
That's on
tied
16
for the leads
now.
at 16, and you could see I think she was playing a spinner and just kind of maybe a hair thin, and that's probably 6-7 feet past the hole. She'll have that for par. We know Lindholm in tight for birdie.
Lindholm is going to have, this is going to be a big left to right breaker though, coming from the side of the hole on 16, with the slope being back to front. You're gonna have quite a break here.
So Vivian Zhao has this left for her par. And 16's proven to be a difficult hole, Rob.
16, risk reward.
And then hit it. These uphills.
Putt up the hill.
As quick as these greens are, with the undulation so substantial, players having a difficult time on the uphill putts to just hit them hard enough.
It's tough to get it to the hole. You could be penalized so hard on a downhill putt.
10-year-old Rivia Lindholm. This could be for the golf tournament.
For birdie.
Gonna leave the pin in.
Leaving the pin in.
Yes! Oh,
What
and she
a
bangs it
great
home.
putt.
What a putt from
What
Lindholm.
a great putt. Riviera Lindholm.
Oh my goodness, it's a full-blown fist pump from the dad. Double fist pump.
And Riviera and her dad have to catch a flight tonight.
Absolutely.
Out to Pinehurst.
They might be taking Crystal with them. That was a gigantic birdie putt from Lindholm.
Maria for par.
This now to stay within 1, and it will be a 2, possibly 3-shot swing at 16.
And you can see the slickness of the 16th green as that slides by about 6 feet.
With 2 holes to play, possibly a 2 to 3 shot swing here at 16 in the 13 and under division.
Now this is very important for Maria right here.
This is to stay within 2, Rob. She came to this hole tied, and she's able to drain it in. So a 2-shot swing. It's a birdie bogey
with the 2-shot difference.
Birdie for Lindholm, bogey for Glavin. 2-shot swing at 16.
But the 17th can be tons of excitement.
Yeah,
right?
we'll be there. And this is the boys 10 and 11 division. Zhang and Nesbitt are tied for the lead. And how about that touch from David Zhang?
Nice touch there.
gorgeous.
Looks like a
with
good
the
up and
wedge.
down by David Zhang. Nesbitt and Zhang tied at +7. Here's Charlotte Boudreau. Her approach shot on 15. Very nice. 15 feet below the pin.
So Nesbitt and Zhang currently tied.
Here we're looking at Stephanie Wu on 15.
Of course, Wu, who has led wire to wire, now finds herself in some kind of battle, does Stephanie Wu. Out there with Julia Alexander Carew.
Looking at about 130 yards.
Wu now 2 down
Ball on the way.
to Carew Alexander. And she
Oh,
needs
great
it.
shot by
She
Stephanie
delivers.
Wu.
Running out of time. Calls up maybe the best wedge of her life. We'll call it 4 feet for birdie to
And
try
get
to
one back
trim
here.
that lead to 1. And let's see if Julia Alexander Carew can answer.
Julia with a 2-shot lead.
Oh,
And another nice approach
yeah,
shot.
she's going to have a look at birdie, too. Not nearly as close as Wu. Wu dialed one in when she needed it most here at 15.
But 3 great approach shots there.
You know, it's really difficult when you have, essentially, Rob, you've got 5 golf tournaments all going on the same golf course at the same time, and you have a tie for the lead in all 5 golf tournaments.
I think that's what makes junior golf so interesting, right? You have all these different age groups competing on the same course on the same day. You're watching different competitions within the same tournament.
Yeah, the game within the game. And we'll take a walk with Stephanie Wu. She's hit the shot of her day. Inside 5 feet. We'll have a great look at birdie and try to trim this lead of Julia Alexander Carew. 1 under par on her day is Julia, and has built herself a 2-shot lead. We'll see if that can stay at 15 and coming down the stretch here at Kahnawake.
Now we're looking at Stephanie Wu walking up to her approach shot on 15. Great approach shot from Stephanie. She'll have about 4 feet for birdie. Claire Hu will chip up from the bottom right side.
And then they get the par 5 next, yeah?
They will head to the 16th, the par 5 after this.
At 16, the last real opportunity in your mind to pick up a shot here, and at 17, 18, you take par and run?
I don't think so. I think 17 could be very exciting. It's a very birdieable hole. Straight up the hill. If you put a confident stroke out there, you can definitely get close.
And we won't be happy with that. And will leave herself a lengthy par save. Now it's a putting contest here at the 15th. And Julia Alexander Carew, Stephanie Wu.
We're looking at Sela Ogata on 17. To the front pin, you're probably looking at about a 145-yard shot up the hill. And she hits the front right of the green, which is a great approach shot.
And now the 10-year-old.
As Dad comes in for the last few words.
Well, you got to believe that she is will not be one bit fazed by the pressure and the magnitude of this. You look at all those championships that she already has under her belt. Favorite player, Brooke Henderson. Favorite course is in Scotland. Started playing golf when she was 6 years old. Trying to run one up there onto the green, and she's done it. How about this shot from the 10-year-old?
Shot by Riviera.
Riviera Lindholm.
She just continues to impress.
The lead is 2 for the 10-year-old from Toronto. Now at 15, this a moment ago, Boudreau.
Charlotte Boudreau.
And she rolls it in. Great putt. Good birdie.
What a bird.
This is who? This is for par. And she just barely misses on the high side. And they'll give the stage to Julia Alexander Carew and Stephanie Wu. Julia Alexander Carew. Oh, and she bangs it home.
Wow.
Wow, does that put pressure on Wu? Julia Alexander Carew with a lengthy birdie putt at 15, and will now have an opportunity to build a 3-shot lead. Boy, that 4-footer must feel like 10 now, Rob. This
Here's
is
Stephanie Wu for birdie.
This is to stay within 2.
And Stephanie Wu has missed the putt.
Yep. So the lead grows to 3. Wu has led wire to wire.
Ryan, we're gonna be bringing in Michel Lacroix, the voice of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yep,
Ryan.
absolutely.
He came out today. He helped us on the first tee. We'll let Michel say a few words.
Yeah,
and
one of the great voices in broadcasting. You certainly know him in Canada. He does the PGA Tour. I believe he has broadcast the Montreal Canadiens for, well, Michel, it's got to be 20 years, yeah? How long you been with the Habs?
47 years.
47 years, how about that?
On and off.
On and off.
Since 1977.
1977, one of the great voices in all of sport. We appreciate you hopping on the air with us here on TSN Plus. You've seen everything in your career, in all different sports. Tell me what about today for you to see the best players in Canada that come to Kanawaki outside of Montreal and play for their country's national championship. What have your thoughts been?
I'm really impressed the way these young people played the game. I mean, they not only played their game, they played the game. I'm amazed at the way they acted on the course from tee to green. They know exactly where to go, what to do. Their strategy is amazing. Their swings are absolutely fabulous. Young men, young women, and they know exactly where to go. And like I said, I'm amazed at the way they handled every little situation.
Now, in the boys division, Michel, the 14 to 18 division, we have a tie. The 10 and 11 division, we have a tie. So things are certainly tight at the top here.
What do we have on 15 now?
And this is really the story of, this is what everyone's talking about, Michel. This is 10-year-old Riviera Lindholm. She is the top 10-year-old in the world. Number 1 player in the world.
She is amazing. When I introduced her on the first tee, she simply waved at me, a little smile, went down the hill, and from front tees, she had an amazing shot. And she's always smiling. She's having fun, and it shows on her performance.
She's building she's built a 19-shot lead in her age division, and now playing in the 13 and under is the 10-year-old, and she finds herself with a 2-shot lead. So been pretty remarkable.
And she's playing, she just played number 17. The girls are playing at 141.
Right there.
So it's uphill.
And this Michelle is the 16 to 18 division, the 14 to 18, excuse me. We have a tie at the top. Manny Lau. He shot 67 yesterday with 7 birdies, Michelle.
He also had, I followed him on old number 10 and 12 and 13. And he thought he hit it out of bounds on the 10. Played a provisional with an iron, but fortunately they found his ball.
Yeah.
He did indeed have a little trouble with his second shot, but still recuperating quite well.
Now this is Brendan. This is our leader, Colin McAskin. He has been really in control of his game. Yesterday he hit 16 greens. That was for birdie. He'll have a tap in, and really that is the most control of any division on the golf course. Colin McAskin now has a 6-shot lead as he will tap in for his par at 16. 6-shot lead with 2 to play. New York, New York.
Quite impressive.
Yeah. He's run away, and he is now hiding here at Kahnawake.
And what I like about these guys too is they're calm. I mean, they know exactly what to do. I'm amazed at the way they simplify the game.
Ah, what a putt there. Borges able to make the long one. Fist bumps and birdie barrage. And this is Braden Bosman's now, but certainly they understand with the 6-shot lead, this is McAskin. Michelle, so many incredible moments throughout your Hall of Fame career. Is there 1, 2 that really stick out as the absolute crown jewel of your broadcasting career?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm going back to 2007 when I had the pleasure to introduce and host the opening ceremony of the President's Cup played at the Royal Montreal. And as a matter of fact, I'll be involved as Riviera. Was that for that was a par at 17?
Yeah, made her par.
Yeah. Yeah, 2007, going back at the Royal Montreal, Tiger Woods playing Mike Weir.
Yeah.
That was an incredible scene.
In the President's Cup coming back to Canada.
Yes, next year. We were scheduled to get the President's Cup in 2023 because the Royal Montreal is celebrating its 150th anniversary this year, so they wanted to tie it up with the celebration. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we delayed the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup. President's Cup will be played next year. And I had the opportunity to visualize the new blue course, and it will be a ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So once again, Manny Lau, I should say. Michelle, I can't thank you enough, certainly on behalf of everyone here on TSN Plus, to come out and be our first tee announcer. That was a big deal and a treat for all of us. You really are a legend in the broadcasting industry, calling so many great events over the years, and we know you got a busy schedule, so thanks so much for coming by, joining us on the broadcast, joining us on the first tee today, and once again, we can't say thanks enough.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I was curious to see these guys. I'm still amazed at the way they're playing. I'll be trying to play tomorrow the same course and having a look at these guys. I might retire after tomorrow's game.
All right, well, thanks so much. No doubt going to be a great wild finish here at Kahnawake. We know that. A couple of the age divisions coming down the stretch. Tied at the top, none closer than the 14 to 18. This is the final group of the day.
Dougie Bassiter.
Ambassador, oh boy, he just can't buy one today. So I just saw Leo Chu walk by here at 18. He is heading to the putting green just to stay loose, thinking that a playoff could possibly
big up
be
and
in his
down
future.
here.
This a moment ago, Manny Lau, this his third. So now live for Manny Lau. This for par. And he's in safely. So we stay tied at the top. Once again, Rob, just saw Leo walk by. Now pacing back and forth.
Now Manny with his length is going to head to the par 5 16th, where he can really try to take advantage. Maybe
Yesterday we
grab-
saw him get on in 2. So, you know, hang on here. We got a par 5, Manny Lau. Got some work to do. And we're back with Noah Morrow.
Noah Morrow on 17. The par 3 up the hill.
Yeah. And that age division, for all intents and purposes, Colin McCaskin with a 6-shot lead. 17 and 18. It will be a coronation for Colin. It's funny, you know, this is a kid that didn't even know if he'd be in the final group, pacing around in scoring yesterday, trying to see if he would be able to go eyeball to eyeball with the leaders. He was the 4th player into that final group, and boy, he has hit the accelerator today, Rob.
He was really frustrated with the greens yesterday, Ryan. He was wondering, he wasn't sure if he'd make the final group. He did, and he's really taken advantage of it today. Taking a look at the 17th hole.
Yeah.
Zach Bourgeois on the tee. Again, the hole playing about 145 yards up the hill to that front pin. This age category is playing it a little up on the tee box.
So let's set the stage a little bit here, Rob, as we are down the final group on the golf course, 14 to 18 boys. They have 3 holes to play.
Now we got Manny Lau coming to 16.
16, 17, 18. The boys 10 and 11, Rob. That is David Zhang and Austin Nesbitt. Now they are at the 18th hole, Rob.
And that's a great approach from David Zhang right there.
And they're tied.
There's
Okay,
a
we got
tie at the top.
We're tied with Nesbitt and Zhang at 18.
So Zhang safely on the center of the green with a great look.
Now this is Nesbitt. Oh, what a shot!
Right
from
over the
Nesbitt.
pin.
Right at it, but it releases through the green, and that will be an impossible up and down.
And Ryan, that's the trick of 18 is not going over the green.
You know, a little downwind, the wind shifted there. You look at the flags, it is a little downwind right at the pin, but with no spin out of that first cut, Rob, releases all the way to the back. Advantage, David Zhang.
Exactly. He finds himself in the fringe at the top of the green. It's going to be a very slippery putt.
I mean, you got to be a magician. You have to be Houdini to get off of 18 from over the green here at Kahnawake and walk away with par.
With the slope on 18, this is why it's considered one of the toughest holes in the province of Quebec.
So the 10 and 11 age group. It comes down to the final hole, the 36th hole of the Canadian National Championship. What's at stake? A spot in the World Championship played on Golf Channel with the entire world watching. 8 countries participating.
What a thrilling finish. We couldn't have asked for anything better.
There's a look at Zhang. He knows that he's got himself probably 20 feet but considering the undulation here at 18, a really flat putt.
Now we're looking at McCaskill.
This is boys
Braden
12 to
Bossman.
13, 6-shot lead for McCaskill. He's just looking to make par and collect his trophy, Rob.
That's it. Coasting with pars. Don't take any risks.
Missed the green here, so
he knows he has a big lead.
Yeah,
Ryan.
he's got a cushion. He just can't do anything crazy here. Just needs to even take your bogey and get out of there. It's a 6-shot lead.
Nice shot out of the bunker.
Beautifully done.
Have a good look for par.
World class. So McCaskill will have that for par and a 6-shot lead in the boys 12 and 13. And it's now a 7-shot lead, I'm told. So McCaskill with a 7-shot lead with 2 holes to play. He'll have that for par.
There's a chip from Noah Moreau. And he holds it.
How about that?
Nice birdie from Noah Moreau.
That'll bring Noah back.
Great
14
chip.
to 18, tie at the top. Leo Chu, he's been done for an hour now. He's pacing back and forth at the putting green, wondering if he'll have a playoff. Well, this is at 16, 14 to 18 girls.
And a great shot in.
Stephanie Wu and Julia Alexander Carew continue mano a mano down the stretch here. It has been Carew late in the day, making a huge birdie putt at the last.
And she's got another great look right there. So Stephanie Wu is really going to have to.
I mean, it's a 3-shot lead, Rob, with 3 holes to play, and Carew Alexander with another absolute dart.
Now we're looking. We see Isaac Kalishian on the green.
Back at 18. Let's set the stage, Rob. 10 and 11 division. That is Austin Nesbitt walking to the top of the green here, getting a look. Actually caught a bit of a break here. It did not reach that second cut.
No.
So on the fringe, he'll be able to get a putter on it.
But it's still so severely sloped. You really cannot do much more than just get it started out of that fringe.
Draped in sunshine.
Nesbitt addressing his putt.
It's away. Walking after it. But he knows just how speedy that is.
What a great touch.
A Houdini.
What a great touch.
He's
Oscar
pulled a
Nesbitt.
rabbit out of the hat at 18.
What a great touch.
What a putt from Nesbitt to about a foot. And now the pressure switches.
But now Zhang has a putt for the tournament.
He does. This is to win.
Zhang for birdie to win the division.
This is to win the Canadian National Championship.
This is to go to Kashada, Ryan.
In the meantime, Stephanie Wu, this is her 3rd. Girls 14 to 18, 3 shots down to Carew Alexander. Now buck ahead at 18. This is Hunter Burke. He too just barely needs
Hunter
to give
Burke
it a nudge.
to the top right.
And he too negotiates it down to a makeable putt.
So slippery, this green.
And it will be. McCaskill just continues to absolutely own this golf tournament.
Great up and down.
He's going to be your champion. And with a hole to play, it's a 7-shot lead for McCaskill.
McCaskill from New York has really come and shown talent.
Now for the golf tournament. This
David
to
Zhang.
be crowned Canadian National Champion.
For
David
birdie.
Zhang.
Just misses Ryan.
Oh my goodness.
We have
2
2 putts for par, Ryan.
Should he make that? Let's not count our eggs. He'll put a coin on it. With the pressure at stake here, it's
He'll
still
put a
about
coin,
a foot and a half.
about 3 feet left.
Isaac will play first. He's played it beautifully.
See Isaac Kalishian lining up his putt.
So Kalishin to play, and then we'll give the stage to Zhang.
Isaac Kalishin +7 on the day. Not a bad round at all,
No.
Isaac.
And
He's
he
really
will-
made a good showing here
Yeah,
at the
no doubt.
inaugural.
All right, so David Zhang needs to make this to head into a playoff with Austin Nesbitt.
David Zhang for par.
Okay, so we have a playoff in the 10 and 11 division. Austin Nesbitt and David Zhang will play it off for the trip to Kashada and the World Championship. And great showing from all the boys. Certainly Hunter Burke, Isaac Kalishin. Isaac now to finish up here.
And Nesbitt
Isaac,
will finish off his
that's a good
tap in
point.
par.
We've seen crazier things happen in the world, but just a Houdinian effort from over the green here at 18. And Nesbitt will
Not a doubt.
make his par, and we will have a playoff. So 10 and 11 not decided yet. Nesbitt and Zhang will need extra holes here at Kahnawake.
And we got great weather for it, Ryan. Sun is shining.
Meanwhile, Stephanie Wu just trying to find a way to continue to make Alexander think about it. But Julia Alexander Carew from Oakville, Canada.
3-shot lead. Charlotte Boudreau.
This is for bogey. And Boudreau is in.
Julia
This is an
Alexander Carew
opportunity
for birdie.
Another birdie. Julia Alexander Carew.
And she holds it. Julia Alexander Carew, 2 under on the day, Ryan. Phenomenal day for her. There's a picture of the beautiful 18th at Kanawaki.
Maria Glavin.
Maria Glavin. Approach shot at 18. There's Dougie Bassadeur at 16.
Ambassador has been impressive. Now Manny Lau, remember, Manny Lau is currently tied. This is the par 5. And we've seen him reach this green in 2, but a spot of bother off the tee.
Big strike from Manny. Manny probably looking at about 240, 250 to the hole.
And Manny's held himself with a lot of composure here this week. 7 birdies yesterday, 67. He did make it to Kashada a year ago, and now finds himself trying to get back to the championship in Louisiana. Not going to be easy. Currently in a tie.
Tied for the lead. He really wants to take advantage of this par 5.
As we are back with Claire Hugh.
Claire Hugh on 17. We're looking at the hole from the tee box. And that'll kick to the back of the green.
And Claire 10 over today. It's been, and yesterday shot an 82. And currently 20 over par, 20 out of the lead of Julia Alexander Carew.
There's a 3-shot lead on Stephanie Wu right now.
I mean, Wu's got to hit one tight. You got to find a way to put some real pressure on Julia.
You definitely can't lay off. You have to be aggressive here. 3 shots back. You have to be looking for a birdie.
Leaves it a little
She
bit
leaves
short.
it on the front right fringe.
You like that? You like that play?
I like that play because it leaves her with an uphill putt for birdie, even though she's on the fringe.
Now, how about if you're Leo Chu right now, Robbie? This is honestly, he's been finished for an hour.
Yeah, you got to keep yourself.
A
You gotta
67.
keep yourself loose.
You had to feel like you had a chance to be in the mix, and that is held up in fruition here. Is Charlotte Boudreau.
Charlotte Boudreau on 17.
And the sun setting over the Kanawaki clock here.
Here we see Riviera Lindholm. Approach shot on 18.
And the 10-year-old sensation just continues to entertain. She does it with a smile. It's a 3-shot lead over Maria Glavin. And it looks like, as we're at 18 with a 3-shot lead, barring something crazy, that Riviera Lindholm is going to add to as an impressive resume as you see in junior golf, and then you're reminded she's 10 years old, that she's looking to add another championship.
Her father was telling us that there's American colleges are already calling him about Riviera.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're number 1 player in the world. Certainly word gets out that, there's...
her first appearance at Kashada is also going to add to that resume.
Yeah, how about that? The 10-year-old, the number 1 player in the world, trying to earn her spot. Now, we know at Kashada, you're gonna have the stiffest competition you see anywhere, but she got to get there first. 3-shot lead. Looks like there's a bit of a ruling going on down there. Dougie Bassiter now, his 3rd at 16. And he'll give himself a look for birdie.
He'll find himself about 15 feet above the pin.
He's looking at Seton Hall University and Lynn University. Lynn is a powerhouse Division II school in Florida. Seton Hall, the Pirates play out of the Big East. So Dougie Bassiter getting the attention of some Division I coaches.
He was telling us he has some friends at Kent State. I think he's
now back live with Maria Glavin. 3 shots back of Riviera Lindholm.
Maria Glavin. on 18. And that's over the green.
Yeah, that's the one spot you can't go.
One spot you do not want to be on 18.
You know, Alan Nesbitt at least able to get putter on it.
Yeah, as he kept himself in that
But
fringe.
from the third cut here. And this is Manny's third. This really the spot.
Manny got
This is going to
himself.
probably be his best opportunity for birdie. This is a chance to make a real statement.
And that's a nice chip from Manny. He's going to be looking at about 6-7 feet up the hill for birdie.
To take the lead.
To take the lead. Manny's fought through some adversity today. Started with a 2-shot lead on the day. It's 3 under par. It's currently even. Taking a look at Jason Ross.
You know, this par 5, you talked about a real risk reward.
Well, Jason Ross, we're looking at him here. He's above the green. It's extremely fast going back down to the pin. Here's the look from the bottom of 16 green. And you can see as he races it by, Ryan, how dangerous it can be.
Yeah. And especially this late in the day.
Yeah. Stephanie Wu from the fringe. Straight up the hill.
And you know, it's been the putter for Stephanie today. The ball striking's been plenty good. She just has not been able to buy a putt. And while she's struggling with the putter, conversely, Julia Alexander Carew has made some lengthy ones.
And Stephanie really needed a birdie on 17 if she was going to apply any pressure.
And this is Hu from off the green. And that's going to come up way short.
So she'll have a lengthy par putt.
Yep, problems continue from that perspective. And once again at 16, Brendan O'Brien trying to hole one. But really, this is going to come down to Manny Lau. This might be the best opportunity he has. He has 6 feet for birdie to take a 1-shot lead in the 14 to 18 division.
He put himself.
Leo Chu.
He's put himself in the best part of the green.
You know, this is Maria Glavin, and this is from really an impossible position. She plays
Oh,
it
and what a
into the-
touch. What a touch from Maria. Trickling it through the rough.
Wow.
And you really can't ask for more coming from where she was.
And you really don't know the degree of difficulty there unless you can. TV doesn't do it justice. Just the undulation is severe.
Severe.
All right, back at 16.
Dougie Bassiter for birdie.
He didn't hit it.
And he just tapped that.
And it was enough to get there. That
He
gives you an
misses on the
idea
low
of the
side.
downhill, the speed. Now, Manny, he's really just taking in all the information. And Stephanie Wu, able to make her par.
Julia Alexander Carew.
This is for bogey.
Julia
So-
Alexander Carew for bogey.
You know, the toughest thing in golf, Rob, is to close out a tournament with a lead. She is able to make the bogey, so she'll give up one.
So Julia Alexander Carew with a 2-shot lead going to the 18th tee.
And Manny Lau unable
So we still have a tie at the top.
to make birdie at 16. It will be a par on the par 5.
And that has to seem like a lost opportunity for Manny.
Yeah,
With his length.
now this,
Riviera Lindholm. A birdie on 18.
that's got to sit.
And that's going to race by 6 feet.
So Riviera will sit on a 3-shot lead here at 18. She's left herself a bit of a par putt there. Glavin has a par putt as well. And it's a 3-shot lead, so all things considered, you got to feel pretty good if you're Riviera Lindholm about now.
You got to be looking forward to Pinehurst right now.
And Vivian Zhang. And she'll put a coin on it. But there she is, 10-year-old Riviera Lindholm, the top 10-year-old girl in the world. Won all over the planet. She's won in Scotland, won the European Championship. She's won in the United States and has an opportunity. Now this is Maria Glavin, 3 off the lead. This for par. It would be an all-world par, and it is.
Wow.
So give Glavin a par. Lindholm with a par putt of her own, but she's got a 3-shot lead to play with. Meanwhile, at 17, final group.
Gets to 17 tee. Dougie Bassiter. Looking at 17 from the tee box. You can see how uphill the green is. Our leaders are probably playing it at around 150 yards.
Yep. He doesn't like it. And the shadow's really starting to get long here at 17. And if you're Manny Lau at 17, you're tied for the lead. Now, you know, here's your opportunity, Rob. You hit one tight here, and
Manny Lau with a wedge in his hand, probably, with his length. Can really try to stick one closer.
Manny Lau at 17, maybe the biggest shot of his life. Oh, it's a complete club twirl. And he leaves it short.
He leaves it
Rob.
short on the front, right below the pin. He'll have a nice birdie look from there.
I had to think, though, that he hit that a little bit closer. So Jason Ross. The lefty. There's a lot to like about this kid's golf swing, Rob.
He has a really nice acceleration through the ball, great form. You see the nice follow through right there.
And you hear that contact. And beautiful
And that's
shot.
the best shot of the group.
Yeah, that is the shot of the day at 17 from Jason Ross. So now Brendan O'Brien, not the day that Brendan had hoped for.
Brendan O'Brien from Victoria, BC. Started the day at 1 under par.
And this golf swing is impressive, though.
Another impressive golf swing. We've seen many of them today.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
and he
what a
almost
shot
holed
from
it.
O'Brien.
And O'Brien almost holds it.
He nearly dunked it, Rob.
And he'll have a very short birdie putt.
Wow, what a shot
What
from
a shot.
O'Brien. Now that took a look. We had
That took a look and hopped out.
Now, meanwhile, back at 18,
Riviera
Riviera
Lindholm.
Lindholm to win. She's got 3 shots to play with. That one slides by, so now a bogey putt for the 10-year-old. But she has built herself enough cushion that she just needs to make sure that she doesn't hit this one too far past as she's got a little room to work with, and she's done it.
And she's
Riviera
holding.
Lindholm has done it.
And we have our champion of the 13 and under.
13 and under goes to the 10-year-old Riviera Lindholm, who adds another championship to her already incredible resume.
Just so impressive. Just so impressive right from the practice round till today.
9:45 flight tonight
To Pinehurst.
North Carolina.
She's excited to get there. She loves Pinehurst. She's going to be so happy after her win today. We're going to wish her luck as she goes on to her next championship.
And meanwhile,
Now we're looking at
Manny Lau
17.
he'll have a putter in hand with an opportunity with 2 holes to play. Well, actually now just he's on the green or just off the green at 17. You can't rely on a birdie at 18. The hole's just too difficult.
Exactly. You got to be looking to make this putt on 17. He's looking at 15 to 17 feet.
But here's the ultimate question. How aggressive with the green speeds, how aggressive can you be at 17? If you're off the green here, realistically,
Well, that's the trick.
do you play for the par, Rob?
You don't want to send this 6 feet past.
Oh, he's not going to use putter. He's going to try to wedge it
He's
on.
chipping it.
And that is a little bit more than he bargained for. So hang on here. Leo Chu, who's been done now for an hour 15, still finds himself tied for the lead here at the Notah Begay III Canadian National Championship.
And Lau's going to have himself about a 4-foot par putt there.
Wow. Manny Lau.
Manny Lau from Nanaimo, BC.
And a shot of the day turned in from Brendan O'Brien. Nearly dunked it. What a shot from O'Brien. And he converts his birdie, puts the head cover back on. He'll remember that one at 17 on TSN. And Jason Ross also in good position.
As our leaders, taking a look at our last group on 17 green. Dougie Bassiter lining up his putt.
So left on the golf course, let's just kind of give you a full update. We've crowned a champion in the girls 13 and under. It is the 10-year-old Riviera Lindholm. In the boys 12 to 13, Colin McAskin has built himself a dominating lead. He will be the champion and earn a trip to Kashada. Girls 14 to 18 with 1 hole to play. Julia Alexandra Carew a 2-shot lead over Stephanie Wu. This is McAskin. He has been incredibly impressive with the ball striking. And that 7-shot lead, not a real shocker. He finds himself on yet another green. What a
McAskin
ball striking machine.
just looking to make par and finish up his championship.
Now this is back with the final group, the boys 14 to 18. Currently Manny Lau tied for the lead, and Manny has himself a 4-footer to save his par.
Here's Jason Ross
It's for birdie.
for birdie from below the pin.
Bang.
Nails it. He's really put a good showing here, Jason Ross. This
Yeah,
week.
he's a lot to like about his game. A lot to like about his game. So the stage is set now for one Manny Lau.
Definitely one of the biggest par putts of his young career.
Yeah, probably the biggest putt of this kid's career. This is to stay in a tie for the lead at the 17th green at Kahnawake. Lau calmly brushes it in. What a putt from Manny Lau.
Confidently drains it at 17 for par. And Manny Lau comes to the 18th tee tied for the lead.
And Manny goes to the very difficult 18th. As you said, tied for the lead.
Zach Bourgeois at 18.
A Bourgeois. Oh, what a shot.
And he scares the pin, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, maybe there are birdies to be had here at 18.
Some great shots coming into 18 green.
Now, back at the playoff, the 10 and
Oscar
11 division playoff,
Nesbitt.
Austin Nesbitt and David Zhang playing the 16th hole.
16th hole. Might have some casual water. We see the Golf Canada official there, Ryan.
Yeah.
They've been excellent this week.
And now the playoff, there's only two 10 and 11-year-olds on the golf course. Austin Nesbitt and David Zhang tied in a sudden death playoff here at Kahnawake.
Golf Canada officials still helping him out. We want to thank Jacques Knowles and his whole
Yeah,
crew
absolutely.
that he had out here this week. Phenomenal job they've done.
So Austin will get the free drop. Ground under repair, it would appear. And he's going to take his drop, Rob.
And the ball's back in play.
And let's kind of put this in perspective, though. I mean, you're 11 years old. You're Austin Nesbitt and you're David Zhang, and you're now playing a sudden death playoff at one of the most legendary golf courses in the country of Canada.
The nerves have to be extremely high. They have to control their emotions, try to rely on their golf swings. Here's his approach shot.
Now, earlier today, Nesbitt did make birdie here at 16.
Approach shot on 16, Oscar Nesbitt.
And he will have a birdie look.
It's the front right of the green. He'll have a birdie look up the hill.
And Zhang from Vancouver, he made par at 16 earlier today. But I'll tell you, he's in the catbird seat. You look at where David Zhang is.
David Zhang will be hitting his approach.
And this is his third. This is makeable for Eagle.
His third shot into 16.
This can end it.
He wants to put it tight. He wants to put this tight to give himself an easy birdie putt here. Wants to stay below the hole. He knows how slippery it is coming from the top. He does not want to pass the pin. David Zhang.
What an opportunity for Zhang. His third away. And it just gets a little bit too much adrenaline. That can happen.
Too much.
He'll now have a birdie putt from down the hill.
Exactly. He's going to be looking at about 6-7 feet coming from the top.
Meanwhile, up ahead at 17, Noah Moreau.
Noah Moreau for birdie up the hill.
And that catches a lot of the hole. So great week for Noah. Really everyone in this final group. Zach, Noah, Braden, and Colin. A lot of these guys to be proud of. And he'll tap it in, will Noah.
Great showing by Noah Moreau this week.
But in the 12 and 13, it really has been the Colin McCaskin show.
Colin McCaskin in from New York. Wanted to come up here, try to qualify for Coushatta.
In the meantime, Braden Bosmans.
Braden Bosmans. Big breaker, right to left. Down the hill on 18.
And that's...
he's asking for it to slow down.
But, I mean, that's how slippery he can get, Rob. And sun setting, starting to set behind the clouds here outside of Montreal. As we are back now live in the playoff.
Live at the playoff on 16.
Austin Nesbitt. Oh, he
Nesbitt
almost made it. Nesbitt will tap in for par at 16. And for the second time today, David Zhang will have a putt for the championship.
David Zhang will putt for the championship from 7 feet above the hole.
Man, what a shot from Nesbitt for sure. Giving himself an opportunity to tap it in for par.
Zhang
and maybe continue.
At a very fast putt. Very quick putt from above this.
Well, that third just got away from him, Rob.
It got away from him. He's looking at 15 feet. He's got to be careful.
David Zhang to win the Notah Begay III Canadian Junior Golf National Championship.
He's got to be
that
careful,
race is
Ryan.
by.
He's
Wow.
got to be careful.
Wow, was that aggressive. He races it some 12 feet past the hole and will now have a 12-footer for par to force a second playoff hole. This, a moment ago, the coronation that is Colin McCaskin.
McCaskin finishing
a
up on
dominating
18.
performance, Rob. 2 days of just complete ball striking. This is McCaskin from deep, and a dominating performance. He will find his way heading to the World Championship, where every college coach will be watching.
David Zhang for par.
This is Zhang to force a second playoff.
And he drains it.
Wow, how about
What
that
pressure.
from David Zhang?
That is showing nerve,
Ice
Ryan.
water in the veins, Rob Dixon.
Ice water in the veins, Ryan. They will go on to their second sudden death playoff.
They'll go to 17 in a sudden death playoff. Both players able to make par at 16. And McCaskin, as we said, it could take as many putts as he needs here, because he's built himself just a gigantic lead.
He just wants to get in the house and celebrate.
And he does. Colin McCaskin, New York, New York. It is a 7-shot win for Colin.
And you are going to Coushatta.
You're on your way to Coushatta, young man. The 12 and 13 winner at the Canadian National Championship. On his way to Worlds. So left on the golf course, Rob. Not a ton of action, but we do have a second sudden death playoff hole.
17 tee box.
How about the nerves here? Nesbitt and Zhang, sudden death.
Up the hill.
Winner take all.
Looking at about 145 yards.
Boys 10 and 11. And Nesbitt.
Solid strike.
He's looking at it, and he likes it. How about that shot from Nesbitt?
And that's going to give him a great
With
look
the
at birdie.
championship on the line at the par 3 17th, he hits it stiff.
Clutch, Ryan.
And
A
once
great look at
again,
birdie.
the pressure now swings to David Zhang. How will he respond?
He came through with the par putt. Can he come through with the shot? David Zhang. Few final looks.
Yeah. Gives it a little twirl. And
he
he's
likes
got
it.
Are you serious, Rob?
Right over the pin, Ryan.
Back and forth they go. Shot after shot, sudden death playoff. Nesbitt and Zhang will both have great looks at birdie at 17.
You can't get any
It's
more
only
exciting.
fitting that they come to 18, Rob.
Exactly, Ryan. You can't get any more exciting play from these two young golfers.
And meanwhile, up ahead now at 18, Stephanie Wu, 2 back of Julia Alexander Carew with 1 to play. She got to be thinking about making this. And pretty good shot.
It's a good shot in.
But down by 2, Julia Carew Alexander, 2 under on the day. Let's talk about Carew Alexander. She needed to step up and shoots 2 under today.
She stepped it up. They turned the corner, and she really turned it on the back 9.
Yep. And Clara Hugh with a good one as well. So what we have now is Stephanie Wu has, we'll call it 16 feet for birdie, down by 2 to Julia Alexander Carew. Meanwhile, in the sudden death playoff, 2 unbelievable gems from Nesbitt and Zhang.
And this is going to be a putting contest.
You give an
for the
advantage here,
championship.
Rob?
I think you have to give it to Oscar Nesbitt, who stayed below the hole.
This earlier today at 18 with a 2-shot lead, Julia Alexander Carew.
And Julia leaves it short in the right bunker.
Okay, now we know Wu, Rob, has a birdie putt.
This is not over yet, Ryan.
As we jump back to the 17th, I was going to ask you who has the advantage here with
Exactly.
Zhang and Nesbitt.
We have to give Nesbitt the advantage. We have to give Austin Nesbitt the advantage, who stayed below the pin. David Zhang is looking at a fairly long putt from the top of the green.
Now, I'd have to guess after what happened at 16, he's going to delicately play this down the hill. You just can't be too aggressive, Rob.
No, not with the speed of these greens, right? The greens have definitely been a big test for the players. David Zhang.
Sudden death playoff, second hole.
A few practice strokes.
David Zhang.
Taking a few final looks. Birdie putt. 17.
David Zhang. He likes
Little
it.
right to left.
It went 2 ways on him.
And it slides by.
Vancouver wants to play his college golf at Stanford. Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Tiger Woods, and Scotty Scheffler, his favorite players.
Ryan, Austin Nesbitt has a putt for the championship.
From Saskatchewan.
Here you see Austin Nesbitt.
This is Austin's putt, a second playoff hole to be crowned national champion.
It's fairly straight coming from this side of the green.
And that slides by. So
And that slides by.
it looks like we're heading to 18 in a sudden death playoff.
David Zhang for par.
You don't want to give any par putts here. I mean, the pressure on a 10 and 11-year-old, Rob, it is substantial.
Exactly, and he's looking at about 4.5 feet. He's definitely taking his time.
So this is for par. And Zhang has been absolutely solid as a rock with the putter all day long.
Made the pressure putt on 16.
And he
makes the
pops
pressure
it in.
putt on 17.
And you saw the fist pump, Rob. You saw the fist pump. He knows what it means. And the pressure shifts back to Nesbitt.
Austin Nesbitt.
Just outside a tap in, but hey, you got to make him putt it.
Austin Nesbitt. About 2 feet.
And he
go
does.
to 18,
We'll
Ryan.
head to 18 in a sudden death playoff.
So having tied the first 2 holes of sudden
Yeah.
death, 18 being such a difficult par.
And this
Par
is
five.
the 14 to 18 girls. Stephanie Wu 2 down for birdie. Putter has not cooperated today. Needs it here. And that too slides by. So
Slides it by.
with a 2-shot lead now, Julia Alexander Carew, and Wu will make her par. And you're going to find yourself with Julia Carew Alexander having herself. Remember, she was in that front bunker. A couple practice swipes here. But knows, here's the important thing to remember here. You should look at her putt down the hill. She has a 2-shot lead. There is no need to get too aggressive with this putt.
She definitely wants to lag it close.
This for birdie. Just lag it down there.
Hold on.
She was in the front bunker. So now,
Ryan, there might still be a chance. Ryan, there might still be a chance here.
well, she's been really good from this distance all day long. She's going to give it the full due diligence. Put a coin down, mark it, take a step back, and get over the putt. Go through her routine. 1 practice stroke, 2 practice stroke, 3, 4. That's what she's done all week every time she's had a putt. This to win the Notah Begay III Junior Golf Canadian National Championship, and she's done it.
And it sneaks in the right
She
side.
has done it. What a day for Julia Alexander Carew.
And Julia, you are going to Coshada.
And Julia, you're heading to Coshada as the Canadian champion.
Charlotte Boudreau to finish up.
And Boudreau, a lot to be proud of for Charlotte.
She
Fun
played
week
great.
here
Great yesterday, great today.
at Coshada.
We saw her at the Triangle d'Or qualifier. Great young player.
But the 14 to 18 winner is none other than Julia Alexander Carew.
Claire Wu to finish up.
Under
on 18.
par in her final round at Kahnawake. And Claire Wu finishes up as well. And we will set the stage for the boys 14 to 18. So two foursomes, or should I say a foursome and a twosome, left out on this golf course.
Back to back, we got the final group of the day sitting in the fairway at 18. We have the sudden death playoff waiting on 18th tee box. There we see David Zhang. David Zhang on the tee at 18.
All right, so Zhang and Nesbitt wait in this sudden death playoff. Now up ahead
Dougie
at
Boudreau.
18. Yep.
Dougie Bassiter, excuse me. Dougie Bassiter, his second shot from the rough.
Now it's interesting, Rob. This 18th, a par 5 for some age groups, a par 4 for others. So
Exactly.
let's just set the expectation here. This is a par 4 in the boys 14 to 18. So unable to
get out of the rough.
Yeah, unable to get out of the rough. But really, I
Dougie.
mean, as the camera on the foreground here, you can see Manny Lau. This is Dougie Bassiter.
Looks like he's just punching it up the fairway.
Yeah, that's all he can do. But the stage has been set. This really is about Manny Lau, currently tied with Leo Chu.
And we're taking a look.
And by the way, Manny right down the middle.
Yeah, great tee shot, Manny Lau on 18. Now
And
we're
this
looking
now,
at Brendan O'Brien
yeah, I love this golf swing.
coming in from the first cut.
Yeah, wow.
Great shot,
Yeah,
Brendan.
beautiful.
About 12 feet above the pin.
Yeah, he's got to like that. And now, all right, what is going on here with one Manny Lau? Manny Lau is on the move.
Manny Lau's on the move.
Oh, obviously,
Where is
he
Manny Lau's tee shot?
No,
Well,
he can't drive it down here, can he?
We have seen some of the big hitters get down this far.
Now, looks like Jason Ross is still going to play here. We got to get some sort of confirmation if this is Manny Lau's first or second, as he has made his way all the way down the fairway. In the meantime, Jason Ross, we know this is his second, the lefty. And that's going to come up short left.
Short. Manny Lau. Manny Lau. That's Manny Lau's drive, Ryan.
Oh, my goodness.
Ryan, that has to easily be 320 yards.
It is a little downwind. There's not a lot of wind right now, but it's a 335-yard drive for Manny Lau right down the middle at 18.
Manny Lau's looking at a short iron into this tough par 4
Oh,
18.
my goodness. Lau and Chu tied even par.
He gave himself a chance.
Gave himself a chance at one of the toughest holes.
The strike.
Let's see. Manny Lau. Oh, right at it. but
Above the
long.
pin.
Wow, I'm surprised with a wedge that didn't spin back,
did
Rob,
not
but it's going to
spin
stay
back.
right there.
He's going to leave himself 15 to 18 feet above the pin, coming down the hill.
Wow. Once again, you have to think about adrenaline.
And you got to think about now, do you want to really be aggressive with this birdie putt? Or do you want to secure yourself a chance in a playoff? On 18, if you charge this putt, you can be looking at a very long par putt coming from the bottom side.
Now, this whole location, Rob, you've played this hole tens of thousands of times.
Yeah, we have a central hole
It
location.
probably is the easiest hole location. It's probably the flattest part on the green.
Exactly.
Is it really that quick with a putter from here?
Coming from the top of the green, it's extremely quick. Anywhere on this green, if you go above the pin, you could be in trouble.
And I don't see an empty seat anywhere at 18.
We have a full gallery,
It's
Ryan.
a full house, and they're all here to see Manny Lau and the playoff between Nesbitt and Zhang. And there's a great angle of Dougie Bassiter. This is his fourth.
Dougie chipping up
Yeah.
from the front of the green.
And Jason Ross will have to do the same as he missed the green left. So you got O'Brien on. You now have Bassiter on. Ross is going to have to play on. And then the stage is now set for Manny Lau to win. And Jason Ross, pretty well done. He'll have that comebacker for his part. And the stage is set for Manny Lau. One putt He makes it. He wins the Notah Begay the third Canadian Junior Golf National Championship.
Manny Lau.
He two-putts it. He goes into a playoff. He does more than a two-putt. And Leo Chu is our national champion. That are the three scenarios, A, B, and C, here at 18.
A very fast putt coming from the top of the green. He's got to be very careful.
Now this, for Manny, how far does it break left to right?
The thing, you know, Ryan, it's fairly straight from where Manny is above the cup. But the tendency is to miss it on the short side and send it past the hole. You have to be very careful with speed.
Great look at the historic clubhouse here. Once
The
again,
original clubhouse, Kanawaki's original clubhouse, 1914.
that is where the movie The Greatest Game Ever Played was filmed.
Manny Lau getting set.
And straight down the hill, Rob.
Straight down the hill.
How aggressive will he be? Putt is away. And oh my goodness, this has some legs at the end. Exactly what you predicted, Rob.
Manny Lau.
Manny Lau has given himself a good 15 feet to force a playoff. The unimaginable has just transpired here at Kahnawake at 18.
And Leo Chu is somewhere on the grounds watching.
Leo Chu
Manny Lau.
finished 2 hours ago with a 3 under 67. And he now finds himself 1 moment away
From Kashada.
A great shot from, oh, give it to him. Give it to Brendan O'Brien. Will be a tap-in par.
Just misses on the right side.
So O'Brien, I'll tell you, I think we're going to hear a lot about this kid. It's a beautiful golf swing.
Great swing, great swing.
And he taps in for his par. Now Jason Ross. I'll tell you what, this lefty, he's made a lot of putts today. I love his stroke. And that's why. How about that? Beautifully, again, just misses on the high side. But, I mean,
on the high side.
A lot for him to be proud of. A lot of experience. He's one of the younger competitors in this older division. It looks like he'll put a coin on it. And he will.
And the drama will come down to Manny Lau.
Well, there's the big fella. And as you can see,
15 feet up the hill.
Yeah.
Should break a little to his right.
Has to make this to force a playoff. Practice strokes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Steps in behind. Is to force a playoff with Leo Chu. Putt is away, and he misses. It's a 3-putt for Manny Lau, and Leo Chu has just won the Notah Begay the third Canadian Junior Golf National Championship. Leo Chu, a 3 under 67 from Scarsdale, New York.
And we've said it many times. That's how dangerous the 18th green here is at Kanawaki.
And Manny, a 3-putt bogey. Can only imagine.
And Manny Lau shoots +4 on the day. And Leo Chu.
Got a feel for Manny. To finish up, Ambassador. And makes a good putt. So Ambassador makes his bogey. Jason Ross
To finish up.
he's the last to play. Wow. Imagine Leo Chu right now as he watches what has transpired here at 18. Jason Ross, the lefty, and strokes it in. A good couple days.
And Manny Lau comes
For
back
the
onto
lefty.
the green.
And
Four of them are
Leo Chu is he's our national champion. He finished
3 hours ago.
There he is. Leo able
There's
to get
Leo
it done.
Chu.
pretty amazing.
Ryan, now we still have some drama left on this golf
you-
course.
Leo doesn't know what to do.
No.
Leo is
Leo's ecstatic. Leo's ecstatic. We have
he
to go
wins
back
the
to the sudden death
championship.
playoff.
Incredible. So now, 2 left on the golf course. The 10 and 11s play this as a
Here's
par
Austin
5.
Nesbitt. Austin Nesbitt.
So we continue to
His second
18
shot.
does not disappoint. And Rob, if they tie here at 18, I'm told they are both going to be crowned co-champions and both go to Kashada.
Wow, what an amazing day.
All right,
for
so
both
that
of
is
these
that
young
is the
golfers.
decision here. This will be the final hole of the day. We don't need to.
We're taking a look at the
There
scores.
will
The
not be a
scores run
fourth
back
playoff
there.
hole, but certainly one of these youngsters want to do it right here. The 3rd sudden death playoff hole.
David Zhang.
Nesbitt and
fairway.
Zhang. I'll tell you, Zhang, every time he's had to step up, Rob, he has. Final word from his father. A father and a son, Rob.
Iron in his hand. Father and his son.
It's away. A little club twirl. And how about this?
And David Zhang.
Very similar, very similar to where, if you think back to regulation, Nesbitt was long and Zhang had about the exact same putt.
Zhang is going to have a great opportunity to close out here on 18. 3rd sudden death playoff hole. Now the pressure shifts back to Austin Nesbitt,
Yeah, absolutely.
who came up short.
Look at the gallery from this angle as the sun only shines now on the clubhouse. It is full illumination.
The beautiful Kanawaki Golf Club.
And for Nesbitt and Zhang, one final playoff hole. Nesbitt, you can see his ball in the bunker there, Rob. Bottom left of your screen.
Very deep bunkers here on 18, Ryan.
Zhang on the green. And a little bit short-sighted. I mean, you've got to give advantage here to.
Definitely. It's going to be very tough to get this ball close from that front left bunker. Not much green to work with. You can see that the lip of the bunker is above Austin's head. It's a very deep bunker.
And how about that? Once
Great
again
shot
from
by Austin
Nesbitt.
Nesbitt.
So at stake, 3rd sudden death playoff hole. If they tie this hole, both players will be crowned co-champions and both go to Kashada.
What a fantastic day for both of our young juniors.
Nesbitt, 8 feet for par.
Zhang looking at about 25 feet for birdie.
And David Zhang,
studying
almost the
the putt.
identical putt to what he had in regulation, Rob. He knows the exact
should know
break
the
of this
break.
putt.
Should know the break, should know the speed. I would expect this to be very close.
This is the 3rd putt for David Zhang to win the national championship.
Walks off the entire putt.
His father
takes a
by
look,
his side.
takes a look from both sides.
Zhang continues to have the conversation with his father, just put a game plan together. I think he knows that, you know, you can't let this get away. And Dad steps away. A lot of practice strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This to win the championship, and Zhang races it by a dangerous margin.
And
So
he's
hold
looking
on
at
here.
8 feet.
Now remember, Nesbitt was in the bunker, so this is to force Zhang to make his putt.
Exactly.
He
So
took
Nesbitt will
final
putt
words.
first.
Nesbitt still away.
Nesbitt will putt first from above the hole. David Zhang
Now
will
he
putt
did get a
after
little bit
from
of a
below.
read there from Zhang.
did.
And if nothing else, he knows how quick it is.
He knows
It
it's
moves
very
in a
fast.
hurry. Austin Nesbitt to force David Zhang to make his putt. And it slides by. So now David Zhang with another putt to win the national championship.
And the speed and difficulty of 18 green here at Kahnawake really showing its teeth on this last of holes of the day.
Another great look at the clubhouse, the galleries. Ball is down. Once again, Zhang walks around, has another word with his father. Now back to the ball. Look to the sky, deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4 practice strokes, 5. Sun setting below the trees. It's just like out of a movie right now. David Zhang.
And he holds it.
David
And we
Zhang
have our
has done it.
champion.
He's won the Notah Begay III Canadian Junior Golf National Championship on a third sudden death playoff hole. David Zhang has done the impossible.
David Zhang, you are going to Kashada.
Wow. A wild scene and a wild day all day long here at Kanawaki. Certainly that is going to do it for the broadcast. It has been, Rob, I got to give you the final few words here. It is you had a vision.
Ryan,
You brought this event to Canada. One more look at David Zhang.
and what a putt to finish. Ryan Burr, I want to thank you. I want to thank Notah Begay himself. For the last 2 years, we've worked on this project. We've worked to bring junior golf to this junior championship to Canada. It's been a phenomenal week. The youngsters, the talent, the play we've seen. I mean, we couldn't ask for anything more, Ryan. In our first year up here in Canada, I only think from here we can only get better and better.
You know, the sponsors certainly a big part of bringing this event to Canada. TSN Plus, we certainly thank them for the opportunity. Producer and director Chris Ohlmeyer. Chris continues to be the very best in the business. We thank him for being able to put this event on in Canada. CO, you are a master.
And Ryan?
For Rob Dixon himself, Dixon Golf, bringing the event to Canada. You had a dream, and your dream has been realized, Rob. The year #1 is in the books for everyone at the Notah Begay III Canadian Junior Golf National Championship. We say thank you for watching. Until next time, so long, everyone. We'll see you at Kashada in November on Golf Channel.